I think it has been moving slowly but surely to the goal targets. However, I am a bit concerned about the lack of firm commitment by the government leaders and business leaders. While we have been talking a lot about the climate change agreement, it seems that the people understand more and more about the importance of addressing climate phenomena. But at the same time, I'm not quite sure whether people understand full spectrum of these sustainable development goals. Each and every goal of sustainable development goals really has great implications for our humanity and sustainability of our world. And that is why I've been really urging political leaders to take these SDGs as take a stronger ownership by each and every government. This is applied to business leaders too. This Belt and Road Initiative is some good example that China can show to the world as #2 world economy, and they are ready to share their economic benefit and industrialization benefit to many developing countries. I sincerely hope that this kind of vision, which was initiated by President Xi Jinping at the United Nations, creating a community of shared future, will be emulated by many other countries in the world. I don't think I'll be the only one who are very much concerned about current trends, that where multilateralism is under attack. Multilateralism, through this, I think we have been benefiting mutual cooperation and exchanges through which many countries around the world have been able to enjoy co-prosperity and benefit. Particularly when big and well-to-do countries like the United States and some European countries take their nation-first policies, shutting doors instead of building bridges among the people, then it will only shrink the global trends of trade and the free movement of the people. I'm very much concerned about what is now happening, particularly when the United Nations' basic principles and ideals and values have always been promoting multilateralism. When the US President Trump has announced the withdrawal from Paris Climate Change Agreement and also withdrawing from United Nations Human Rights Council and UNESCO and canceling this joint comprehensive plan of action dealing with Iranian nuclear issues, that has given very negative impact to ongoing multilateralism. I sincerely hope that we will be able to return of the United States to this multilateralism. That's what, as a former Secretary General, I'm really sincerely and eagerly expecting. Yeah. There are many global challenges. These global challenges can be answered and can be solved through global solutions. There is not a single country or individual, however powerful, however resourceful one may be, can do it alone. We have to work together. We are all in this together. That's my consistent message to the world's people. That is why we must foster global citizenship. Unfortunately, during 10 years of my service at the United Nations, I have seen many national leaders but not many global leaders in a true sense. That is why we need to foster, particularly among young people who could be responsible for our future, that they should become global citizens. There is not much importance in national boundaries. When I was a young boy, I was invited to the United States in 1962, when I was really honored and lucky to meet then President John F. Kennedy. During the height of Cold War, he said to us, the world's leaders were not getting along well. It was only natural that during the height of Cold War, they were not talking each other. But he told us that you young people can do it. And there is not much meaning in national boundaries. The question is whether you are ready to extend helping hands. This was quite inspiring. And at that time, I was thinking, now what should I do for my country, the war-ravaged, poor country? Then I decided to join the public service. Now I'm much honored, very much honored to have served the great United Nations, the symbol of multilateralism. As I said, that this climate change, a global challenge, must be addressed by global support and global solution working together. We are, I think, losing our time. The climate change is much, much faster. The recent report by the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, IPCC, which was announced on October 8th in Seoul, clearly stated that unless we contain global temperature rise under 1.5 Celsius degrees, then we have no hope. We may have to face very serious tragic consequences for humanity and our world. Major coastal cities, whose population altogether 275 million around the world, like people in Shanghai, many other coastal cities will be under water by 2100 if we do not keep and implement climate change agreement and contain global temperature rise under 1.5 degrees Celsius. In that regard, I highly commend President Xi Jinping's very visionary commitment. When I was working as a Secretary General, I was really admired when President Xi Jinping and President Obama on September 3rd, 2016, in Hangzhou, on the occasion of a G20 summit, presented the instrument of ratification. These two countries, China and United States, accounted for minimum 38% of global greenhouse gas emissions. With this strong commitment and leadership, we were able to make this Paris Agreement to be effective in the fastest way possible in the history of the United Nations. So it became effective on November 4th, 2016.